Well, I know you're a Fresh and Fit fan, though, right?
You know what? I'm going to say this about Fresh and Fit. I feel that a lot of their message comes from their true experiences with women. They're not the best looking men, right? But they're smart. I think they're smart. And, you know, if you went to high school, you know, girls didn't want the smart guys. They wanted the jocks. They wanted them tall. They wanted them with a little swag. And they don't have swag, you know?
But they're still getting us. And that's very motivational.
Because they have clout now.
Yeah.
But I mean, you saw, what's the dark-skinned guy named the host?
Walter.
When he introduced, he was like, this is my girlfriend. Turns out the bitch was a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they don't have the experience. You see what I'm saying? And it's because they wanted to be the guy like you in high school. And they wanted the girls to like them. And so they have to do stuff like this to get girls to like them.
I wasn't exactly drowning in pussy in school, to be honest with you.
I'm just saying, like, but they looked up to guys like you. You see what I'm saying? They want that. And hold on. They want that. And so for guys like them, I'm gonna be honest with you, women like me, and I know a lot of women like me, we like guys like that. We like nerds. You know what I'm saying? You get a hood around here selling drugs or they playing sports, you gonna be a side bitch, right? And I felt like because they wanted to fit in somewhere where they didn't belong, and the way they got treated, this is their get back at women. Now we got the money, we got the clout. You just need to submit to us, and you're nothing without us. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of that hatred comes from. But they don't understand. Women, real women, mature women, will go for a guy like them as opposed to a rapper or an NBA player or a football player. They just don't understand it until they left with 3-4 babies by 3 different niggas.
Right.
You know?
That last line that she said made most, if not all, of her arguments completely null and void. If the solution or the suggestion for the guy who's done all the right things and made all the right choices is to sit around and wait for a woman who's made all the wrong choices to show up nearly over 40 overweight with a couple kids by a couple men, yeah, that's no deal. And then when the guys go and become ultimately the more chauvinistic type of guys that she just admitted that the women are more attracted to, you criticize them for ultimately being the chauvinist. What that is essentially saying is that don't become the chauvinist that we're attracted to. Stay who you are, because after we make all our mistakes with the more chauvinistic guys, we're going to need you to save us. She basically made the argument for the Captain Save 'em bailout plan. That was essentially what it was. So it's when you just let women talk, left to their own devices, just a clear stream of consciousness, they will say things that will ultimately confirm that everything that's said in these male spaces are correct. Now, as far as Fresh and Fit, yeah, they've made a lot of mistakes. They've done a lot of goofy stuff. And for some of the goofy stuff they've done, they're actually paying the penalty for it. So, yeah, there's some fair arguments that could be made there if you nitpick and break down all the things that they've done that didn't make sense, that they probably shouldn't have not have done. But overall, the general message in these male spaces are proven to be correct time and time again.
Fresh and Fit, I feel like the important part of their message is to basically encourage men to act in their own self-interest, because if you don't have these sort of red pill spaces, then you just have a bunch of guys brainwashed into thinking that women are right about everything, because feminism is so pervasive in the workplace and in the universities and shit like that, that it's kind of like hard to find like a male perspective that guys can kind of use to sort of base their life on. Like,
thank you, Adam22. I could not have said that better myself. The issue that she's having is the way that they're doing it, in a way that is happening in a lot of the male spaces. The bailout plan is being canceled. That's the issue that she's having.
And if they got, because they're not very old men. Like, I don't even think I think they're like early 30s.
Early 30s.
Yeah, they haven't even reached 40 yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think as they got older, they would see like, oh, the women really do check for me. Like, we love nerds. You know, we love those geeky guys. Like, I do. And I know a lot of women that do, especially after they done been dolled out by the NBA players. And like, you chasing after this motherfucker, got 10 bitches in line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why ain't got no got a job and he educated. Why aren't you over here?
But
Why does she keep trying to sell damaged women to undamaged men? She basically just said she'll love you after she's ran through. She's literally telling men to basically be Forrest Gump and wait on Jenny. And I'm pretty sure Forrest Gump wasn't smart enough to get a DNA test on that AIDS baby.
rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But did you have a relationship with him? Were you a fan
Yeah,
of
that was
him?
my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can respect what he was bringing to the table.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I had no complaints against Kevin Samuels. I mean, it was harsh, but I'm harsh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
But
so,
it feels like the void that has been created by Kevin Samuels leaving is that now we only have like white manosphere type people telling people how to live their lives, and the
you know
game
what's
is not the
crazy?
same.
I couldn't believe that the black community elected a white to tell you how to get a black man. Like that shit through me.
You talking about Pearl?
Yes.
You're not a Pearl
I said
fan,
Pearl
I'm
ain't
guessing.
never even had black dick before. How she gonna tell a black woman how to treat a black man?
Right.
Like that's what the. And I said, we're done. We're doomed. And they call her the female version of Kevin Samuels. What the?
Yeah.
I asked her for an interview, right? Because I was
Lord.
gonna get in her ass about that slavery.
We got that happened.
Nah, she got scared.
She did?
She did. She went on H2, and they slaughtered her.
H3.
H3.
But
They
did
slaughtered her ass. Yeah.
No, I realized that early on because I interviewed her very early on, and it was like as soon as I started to get outside of her like standard talking points, she really did not know what to say.
Now, I do agree with what Adam 22 said right there. She is a talking points factory, and if you throw her a curveball that gets her off her talking points, yeah, she doesn't do quite as well. Now, as far as what Tasha K said about Pearl, I've been saying from the start there is little evidence that Just Pearly Things has a majority black audience, let alone a black American audience. She has British blackish women on the couch where she talks about modern dating topics. She does play on the trying to be the whitest white girl around black people, but I believe her show mostly entertains white people. To make it seem like she's been exalted as a thought leader in black America when it comes to black male and black female relationship dynamics in the way that Kevin Samuels was, that is fake news created by Jason Black to sully the name of his black YouTube competitors. And what I also find odd about that is that she's saying it on the No Jumper podcast. Adam 22 is a white guy, and his show is blacker than Pearl's. So, but by the same standard and metric, Adam 22 is capitalizing off of black culture all the same. I would argue doing it significantly more, and she's on there helping him do it. So,